Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it because we have a lot of stuff to get into. Thank you so much for joining us. We got primary night in New York, so that means a lot of races to get into. And you know what? We gotta cut the music. Let's get this started already because there is so many races to cover. So the last primary night of the year, and it's probably one of the biggest here as we look for some of the things going on in New York. So, all right. So, yeah. And we have to start off the night with the top, and that's Governor. Some very disappointing results, and one of the things that we are currently realizing here is that Andrew Cuomo has won re-election. Boo! Andrew Cuomo, one of the most corrupt governors out there. He received a donation, list of memory here, just list literally of memory. There's a lot more I could probably give you here. He received a sizable contribution from Harvey Weinstein's firm. He stopped the investigation of Harvey Weinstein. Another one of the things he did is he created the IDC, which is a group of Democrats who vote with Republicans for personal gain, which is probably like one of the worst things you could do because you're deceiving the voters who voted for you, thinking they're going to get a Democrat, and you're doing it for your own personal gain, which is really some of the most disgusting stuff. But luckily, there are some of the, this is in the state Senate. These are senators, and he forged them with these people. He forged the IDC with these people so he could look like he was pushing progressive policies. And just somehow, some Democrats voted against him. They couldn't get through. Oh, shucks. Like, no. What are we really thinking here? Like, let's be honest. So yeah, he did that. He created the IDC. He also sent out a mailer a few days before the election, calling his opponent an anti-Semite with literally no, literally no, push, as, it was really some pretty disturbing stuff. No evidence, and no kind of backing up for his claims was really quite disturbing. And because one of the things he was just like, yeah, Cynthia Nixon, anti-Semite. He sent a New York State Democratic Party mailer, sent that out to all the Jewish communities, and there was no evidence of anything of that being true. Like, there is nothing of any of that being true. Like, none of it. Which is pretty disturbing, to say the least. Yeah. So, yeah, Cuomo really did. He held that off in quite a large margin, though. He won 66 to 33.8, which is a pretty large margin. Probably something to be expected. The polls, if you looked at any of the polls, it was something to be expected, as there was a pretty wide margin of victory. Somewhere that's what's that, like a 32.6%, just doing math off the top of my head, I could be wrong there, victory for Andrew Cuomo. She did outperform the polls a little bit, but still, he won New York City, he won Long Island, he won Westchester County, went 72.5 to 27.5. That's county we're broadcasting from tonight, unfortunate. But yeah, we're obviously going to be looking for any, because it's Andrew Cuomo. Like, you have to look for any of the things that are, like, sketchy, such as things like people's names being left off voter rolls, people who are not really working, like any like strange computer glitches, all that kind of stuff. Although it's not really a close race, but you still should look out for that kind of stuff. Like, so many things that he did. He was obviously one of the most pro-Wall Street people, also very heavily funded by Wall Street, which put a lot of money into his campaign. There was Cuomo signed to everywhere. He was probably one of the... Yeah, he was probably one of the most well-backed establishment candidates there was. Like, there's Cuomo signed nothing for Nixon, although she did win the progressive campaign. Some of you may be wondering, in fact, why Bernie Sanders did not come out in support of Cynthia Nixon. He came out in support of Teach Out. He came in support of Jumaane Williams, who's running for lieutenant governor, actually giving Kathy Hochul, Cuomo's henchman, a little bit of a run for her money right now. We'll get to that race in a second. I haven't really checked the numbers yet. But you may be wondering, that's because due to far-left pressure, and by the way, due to far-left pressure, Cuomo disbanded the IDC. He does give far-left pressure sometimes. But due to, and by the way, with the IDC, I'm just going to make a prediction right here, right now on the spot. There is literally about a 10% chance Cuomo does not restart the IDC with either some other people if they fail to get reelected, or the same people if they'll get reelected the moment they get back into the New York State Senate. Because why should we do anything like being fair? Because we have so many people who have won. So many people have won. Like, it's, people don't care. People don't care if we act corrupt. It doesn't matter. Like, let's restart the IDC. Like, we just won by like 30 points. Doesn't matter. Which is like obviously disgusting, but very realistic, because the only thing someone like Cuomo thinks about is what's good for him, what's good for his pocketbook, what's good for his political career, etc., etc. So yeah, Cuomo with a hefty win over Cynthia Nixon. But here's the thing: governorship may be in a little bit of trouble because, the lieutenant governorship will be possibly in a little bit of trouble because Jumaane D. Williams, the candidate Cynthia Nixon was running with, or was associated with, is leading 50.3 to 49.7 right now, which is a pretty big deal with 48 of the precincts reporting. Cool stuff there. Like to see that taking place. So could maybe give one or possibly two progressive voices on the New York leadership. 50.3 to 49.7. It's tightening up. Brooklyn, Manhattan, two big counties that went to Williams, as well as Rensselaer, St. Lawrence, and there's still a lot of more counties left to go. And I do wonder see if Westchester voted. Do you want to see how Westchester voted? Westchester voted here for Kathy Hochul, which is disappointing. Westchester is a pretty rich county, I'll be honest, so it makes a lot of sense. All right, so very tough situation now with 49% reporting. Letitia Tish James, the Cuomo candidate and public advocate, is winning 46.2 to 29.9 over Zephyr Teachout, the true progressive candidate with the best plan on how to fight Trump here. So Sean Patrick Maloney, though, is winning right now in Westchester, which is a little bit surprising because it's not really surprising because he was also running for a seat there in Westchester. Places Teachouts won include Ulster County, Sullivan, Delaware, Schuler, St. Lawrence, Hamilton, Essex, a place like that. Also in Albany, which is interesting. So 29.9, 21.5 is where Sean Patrick Maloney is at the moment, as opposed to Zephyr Teachout is at 29.9 to Tish James 46.1. This right now, I'm gonna be honest, is turning out to be a pretty big night for Andrew Cuomo and his team, because Letitia James made a big move by sticking with Cuomo. Teachout was endorsed by the New York Times, and because Letitia James was working with Andrew Cuomo in a large degree, and so they can claim that the Cuomo wing of the party, I guess you call it, is once again victorious if Letitia James holds on here, which it looks like is relatively possible. I mean, unless we don't start to see some changes pretty soon. All right, now we're going to go to the state Senate tonight, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the things going on, and I think we should definitely stay around with the Attorney General's race. We're going to be taking a look at some of the state Senate and some of the maybe the assemblymen, the New York State Assembly I believe is what it's called. That's the version of the House of Representatives. But yeah, State Senate District 17, our Revolution endorsed candidate Blake Morris is running. Let's see how he is doing. Blake Morris. That's State Senate District 17. And he kind of not doing so well. 61 to 39 61 to 39 with 85% in. And so yeah, that's unfortunate. But now we get to Jasmine Robinson, State Senate District number 23. Jasmine Robinson, let's see. Oh, Jasmine Robinson is, again, not doing too well, our Revolution endorsed candidates. She's pretty much out. But now we get to some of the big ones here. These are two big ones, Biaggi and Salazar. Those are the ones people were looking out for, because Salazar, she was a strong socialist in New York. She is challenging not an IDC, member of the IDC, but one of their very close allies. And let's see how she's doing. She's in the, State Senate District numero 18. So let's see how she's doing. Julia Salazar pulling off the win against Martin Dillon, 58 to 42. So let's give it up for Julia Salazar, first big win of the night. Thank God. And she's faced a lot of media people digging up her background, which has been a little bit weird to say, like, oh, she had a trust fund. What? No. Yeah, but we do know she's going to be a good progressive leader, that's for sure. Like, no matter what her background is, we know, and at least we hope. We can't predict the future, but people are relatively certain she's going to be good progressive. I think more actually, that's not fair. It should be more than relatively certain that she is a good progressive leader. She will be a good democratic socialist leader out there in Congress, which is pretty cool to see. All right, let's go to our next race, and that is Alexandria Biaggi. Actually, here is challenging an IDC member of the IDC. The people taking away control of the New York State Senate, one of the bluest districts, one of the bluest states in the country, taking away from Democrats and giving it to Republicans. So that's District 34. Tight race, 54 to 47, and Alexandria Biaggi is out in front. That's what we like to see. Let's give a shout out for Alexandria Biaggi. We can play the air horn sound, but not the applause sound, because that means you've won, and she has not won yet. All right, who else are we going to get to today? 13th District, we have Jessica Ramos, our Revolution endorsed candidate, beating Jose Peralta, which is pretty cool, 56 to 44. She's out in front, but the race has not yet been called. Let's see, members of the IDC, Independent Democratic Conference. Jeffrey Klein is the committee leader, 2018 members. So there's 8 men: Jose Peralta, Jesse Hamilton, Jose Peralta, Jesse Hamilton, Marisol Alcantara, Jeffrey Klein. And by the way, Jeffrey Klein is the guy who Biaggi just beat in the 34th, or is beating right now in the 34th. I shouldn't say beat because it's not been called yet. And that's pretty cool. And Dave Valesky, Dave Carlucci, and Diane Savino, who are the people in 2018. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so Klein, let's see how Valesky is doing. Member of the New York State Senate, 53rd Senate District, Valesky, upstate New York, 53rd Senate District. Let's see how he's doing. It's a tight race right now with 15% in, but Rachel May, who's another one of these people endorsed by our Revolution, is challenging these IDC, challenging a member of the IDC. She's hanging in there, 15% in right now, but it is at the moment. It is at the moment 53 to 47. We're going to be coming back to that because she's another one of the big races tonight. Also, let's go to our next big IDC person who's could be and is being challenged. All 8 of them are being challenged. David Carlucci. He is representing the 38th District. He's parts of Westchester County and Rockland County. That is a little bit disturbing, to say the least. I don't know if I like this. This is David Carlucci. He's a member of the IDC, I don't like that. That's a little bit disturbing.